What's going on YouTube? Ferocity? I hope you guys are doing well. Last week I made a video talking about how I believe that Tim the Tatman and NickMERCS were sellouts for selling their likeness to Activision to put into Modern Warfare 2. Instead of leveraging their platform into some positive change within the Call of Duty franchise, they just decided to sell themselves out so that, they can make a quick paycheck. I didn't see how this deal was beneficial for the Call of Duty community in any way, shape, or form. And it was disappointing because I think it could have been an opportunity for both NickMERCS and Tim the Tatman to leverage that platform that they have so that we could see change in Call of Duty. So I said what I said. I still stand by that. Now, of course, we have the situation revolving around NickMERCS' bundle getting removed from the Call of Duty store. And I don't necessarily want to sit here and talk about whether or not NickMERCS' opinions were right or wrong, because this isn't a political channel, and you guys don't come here to listen to some idiot grovel on about politics. You guys come here to listen to some idiot grovel about video games and the Call of Duty community. And that's what I want to focus on with today's video, because I feel that this situation exposes just how fragile these companies really are when it comes to their influencer deals, because they view these influencer deals as a very short-term investment that is very mutually beneficial for a short period of time. I think from Activision's point of view, they looked at this and they said, well, this bundle has probably already made 85% of what it's going to make, and we could cut ties for that 15% because the headache that this situation is going to cause isn't worth that additional 15%. And I get that from Activision's side, right? They don't want to deal with the headache, but at the same time, I think they just missed the boat on how valuable these partnerships can be. And I think if you're able to build a better relationship with people in the community, these influencers, and you build off of the backs of them, I think that you can actually generate a lot of community support. But instead, what this is viewed as is completely transactional. It is a one-time purchase. It is a, we'll work with you once we make our money from you, you're done. And it's disappointing because, once again, it's an opportunity for Call of Duty to step up, be pioneers in this, and say, we want to work alongside our influencers and let them have a little bit more say in the game. Let them be a part of this and actually generate a community from it. But no, because it's Activision, everything is transactional, everything is prim and proper, business-like, and everything has to be cutthroat. I don't care if you agree or disagree with NickMERCS' comments. This partnership and how quickly it dissolved is bad for Call of Duty. It is bad for the influencers, and frankly, it's bad for this community. We want to feel more connected to the games, and one way to do that is integrating some of our favorite personalities into the game. But they just are so quick to cut ties if you don't toe the company line, and it's so disappointing to see. Frankly, I don't even think that Call of Duty needed to make a reaction to this. I don't think it would have garnered much of an uproar if they didn't cut ties with them, if they didn't just remove it from the store altogether. If they simply let it be, it probably wouldn't have mattered. I feel like this is more of like a Streisand effect situation, because I didn't know about it. I didn't care to know about it. It's not something that matters. The only reason why I saw it was because, some of my favorite content creators were making videos on it. Because honestly, I don't think a lot of people care. I'm going to be honest there. Like, it's so nonsensical. Like, I get that it becomes a headache because you're going to have a few people that are angry that you're supporting somebody that you believe is like anti-LGBTQ, which obviously in today's society you can't be, which why would you be in the first place? But again, this is Activision we're talking about. Somebody who has one of the worst CEOs out there that is constantly in allegations for misconduct. And they'll sweep that under the rug. They'll retain him. Yet this one influencer that you made one deal with one time, yeah, we have to cut ties with him because he said something that we don't necessarily agree with. It blows my mind, man. It's crazy. Because I guarantee you that there's people on NickMERCS' side here that are done with Call of Duty now. That are just, this was their last straw. This was the thing that broke the camel's back for them. And frankly, it should have been a lot more reasons. It shouldn't just been like one brand deal. But at the end of the day, like, what? Do you think Activision won here? Does Activision think they're in a better place now? No. No, they're not. The people that outcry about this stuff don't even probably play the games. They probably don't play the games. I just, all in all, this is a net negative for Call of Duty. And I'm not saying that, like, keep the bundle in the game. I don't care, because I think that the bundle itself was just a poor attempt at trying to connect with the community, because I think there could have been a lot more implemented here to actually feel like there was some sort of connection to the community. It felt very hollow at the time. It still feels hollow now, but it's just kind of an all-around joke, because it just showcases how little that Call of Duty cares about its community. It showcases just how little Call of Duty understands the influencer world and how little they understand how these platforms work. I just don't think that anybody at Activision truly understands what industry they're in and how to maximize their profits. Because I'll be honest with you, Call of Duty's not maximizing its profits. They're not. And anybody who believes they are is fucking blind and does not understand the way that video games generate revenue. Because I'll be honest with you, if you have more players playing, you're going to generate more revenue. If your game is good, you're going to generate more revenue. If you find new and unique ways to integrate influencers into your game, you're going to generate more revenue. If you have a prosperous community, you're going to generate more revenue. That was the whole point of my last video, where I called NickMERCS and Tim the Tatman sellouts, is they lost an opportunity to help this community be prosperous again. Because a positive community is important for everybody, because it's beneficial for the developers, it's beneficial for the influencers, and it's beneficial for the community. Because when the community is happy, they're going to watch more content from these influencers. When the community is happy, they're going to spend more money on the games. Like, this isn't a hard thing to understand. So again, what Call of Duty has done is they've alienated themselves within the community for the 82nd time in the last 12 months. They do not understand how to work with their own community. And again, I'm not sitting here defending NickMERCS, because I do believe he's a sellout, and I do believe that he sold his integrity. And I do find the whole situation kind of funny, because he cashed in a paycheck to sell his integrity, sell himself short, and in turn, he gets the rug ripped right out from under him, just because he said something that Activision doesn't agree with. That showcases just how fragile these partnership deals truly are. And yeah, I do believe that we should be boycotting Call of Duty. I do believe that we should not be spending money in the store. And this NickMERCS situation shouldn't be the reason why. It shouldn't be the straw that broke the camel's back for you, if I'm going to be completely honest, because this game has been selling you short for several years now. This franchise has been awful. Everybody can see it. Or a lot of people can see it. Not everybody, obviously. There's still casuals that play the game. And frankly, I think if the game was better for them, there'd be more of them. But because the game is just not in a good state anymore, it's so hard to retain players. Like, new players are like, I don't really want to play this garbage. So that's just another commentary for another day. But yeah, I wanted to approach this from a different angle, because what I'm seeing a lot of people do with this situation is either commend what he said or condemn what he said. And I don't want to do that, because again, he's not going to see this video. He's not going to sit there and be like, well, what did Ferocity think? Does he agree with me or disagree with me? No, he doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't care what I think. But I wanted to approach it differently, because what I see is, again, a company that truly does not understand how beneficial these deals could be within its own community. And it's upsetting to see, because there's a lot of potential here. And I know I'm not the only one who sees it. I know that I'm not the only person out there that sees how these companies are selling themselves short by not working with influencers a little bit more and actually integrating them a little bit more into their games. Because there's a lot of potential here, and the first game that really capitalizes on it is going to absolutely do numbers, and it is going to be fantastic to see. But Call of Duty had an opportunity to do it, to let something grow and see it through, but instead they were so quick to terminate it that we'll never see what kind of potential this deal or this situation could have had. So that's it for today's video. I'm very sorry if it seems like I'm rambling. I'm just trying to hit the 10-minute mark, and I can't for the life of me give you guys like a minute-long outro. That's just so mean of me. Why would I want to do that? I'm totally kidding, though. No, I want to know your opinions of this whole situation. If you want to get political in the comments section, go right ahead. I don't really care. Again, I don't care if you are with him or against him. I think what we do need to see, though, is the potential of having this discussion about how influencers can leverage their platforms a little bit more, because I think that's the important conversation to have. And that's what I want to see. And I would love to hear your guys' thoughts down below in the comments section. So, as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. If you want to see more videos from me, please hit that subscribe button. We are on our way to 2K, which is absolutely unbelievable. I am so excited for what's going to be happening moving forward as we move into the rest of June and into July. So, thank you guys again, and I'll see you guys next time.